Trini Bob here again. Today, after being in the garden for quite some time, I've decided I'm going to cook myself something very quick and easy, and I'm going to share it with you. So basically, this is based on Chinese food, and round about the turn of the 19th century, 1806 I believe it was, a lot of Chinese people came over from China and settled in Trinidad. Well, what I'm going to do today is show you a basic, easy recipe using all the ingredients we have available to us on the island. And here we are. This is my griddle pan, which I'm going to put on here and just turn the gas on and get that to heat up really nicely. Now I have got a bit of steak here. What I'm going to do with the steak, salt and black pepper. So first and foremost, a little salt, both sides turned over, salt, and some black pepper. Other side as well. Alright, that's salt and black pepper. Now I'm going to use a little bit of garlic granules in here as well. Sprinkle over the top. There we go. The salt, black pepper, garlic granules. And I'm going to also add a little bit of mixed herbs to this mixture. A little bit of mixed herbs. Just a sprinkle. And now some tropical sun paprika, smoked paprika. A little bit over the top, not too much. Turn that over again. A little bit over the top again. Rub it in the meat. Happy days. Next, what I'm going to do to this is add a little bit of crushed chili peppers. These are dried crushed chili peppers. Right? Open this jar when I can get to it. Here we are. I'm going to sprinkle a few bits of chili flakes over the top of the steak. Turn that over. Another few bits over the steak. Now next, I'm going to introduce some olive oil into my pan. So here we go. Olive oil into my pan. Just a tiny bit. You don't want too much. And now I'm going to put my steak on. And this should take about 2 to 3 minutes. And then I'm going to move that to one side and start with the second half of the dish. Right, now you can see I've got my olive oil in here. That's getting nice and hot. I'm now going to put my steak into the pan. Here we go. Steak into the pan. Leave that for about 3 to 4 minutes in the pan. And then we're going to turn it over between the 3 and 4 minutes we're going to do this for. Because I like my steak fairly medium rare. There we are. Turn the steak over. A bit more heat on there. Smells gorgeous. Right, we'll come back when the steak is done, another couple of minutes, and then I'll show you what I'm about to do next. Right, as you can see here, my steak is almost done. So I'm going to move that to the back of the hob and leave that to rest. So there we are, nice bit of steak, all done. There we go. So I'm going to move this to the back of the hob and leave that to rest. You should always let meat rest. It gets back to its natural state and then it's nice and tender. Well, my next step, to get a wok. Put it onto the hob. There we are, onto the hob. Turn the hob up fairly high till that gets nice and hot. And what I'm going to do is put a little bit of infused chili oil into the pan. A drop of chili oil goes into my pan. There we are. Now my next step is to introduce some onions, chopped onions, roughly chopped, into my chili oil. Followed by a bit of garlic. Bit of garlic and a little bit of chopped ginger. There we go, chopped ginger. There we are, into the pan. We get that going for a few minutes, or 2 to 3 minutes. Pull it out of here. Keep turning that around till you've got a nice colour on the onions with ginger and garlic. There we are. Beautiful, beautiful colour. Next to that mixture, I'm going to add some Chinese noodles. There we are, Chinese noodles, and some mixed chopped vegetables with bean sprouts. I'm going to turn that round, and this takes about 3 to 4 minutes to cook. So we'll come back in about 3 or 4 minutes when it's done and add the other ingredients. Right, now this has been cooking for about 3 to 4 minutes. So what I'm going to do next now is introduce a little bit of spring onions, which are these here. A little bit of chili, and I'll leave the green bits back of the spring onions to literally at last with the coriander. There we are. Keep that going. Right, now at this stage we'll add a little bit of black pepper. And a little bit of salt. Work that round for a bit. Keep it going. And now I'm going to add the rest of my spring onions, the green parts. I've already added the chilies, green parts. Leave that for a further minute or so. Next, I'm going to use a bit of Lee & Perrins Worcester Sauce. Just a few sprinkles. Or you can use a light soy sauce if you wish, or a dark soy sauce. All have the same ingredients, but I prefer Lee & Perrins because I think it gives it a lovely, lovely, lovely flavour. Alright, so that's our mixture done. All we do now is add our fresh coriander on top. Coriander on top. Give that a stir. And that is more or less ready to go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that to the back of the hob, a pan, and I'm going to now get my steak and I'm going to cut it up into small, thin pieces. Let's just clear this away from here now. Right, my steak has been resting, so I'm going to now take my steak off the griddle pan, like that, onto my board, and I'm going to grab hold of a fork and I'm going to cut this steak into tiny long strips. So here we have the steak. There you go. See the steak just a bit pink in the middle. There we go. Tiny, tiny pieces. You don't want big chunks. Just want really, really tiny pieces of it. You see how that's lovely? Still got a bit of pink in the middle. That's how I like my steak. But you can do it well done if you want. You know, there's no hard and fast rule how people like their steak. Some people like it well done. Some people like it, you know, rare. Some people like it medium. I always head for a medium. There we go. Steak's nearly done. And what I'm going to do is introduce these pieces of meat back into the pan with my stir-fry noodles and vegetables. Introduce it back into the pan and literally leave it in there for about minute and a half. So here we go, back in the pan with your bits of steak. Minute and a half, that's all you need. So it picks up the flavors of the onions, ginger, garlic and vegetables. Give that a good old stir around here. Turn the heat back up a tiny bit. Good old stir around. Right, and there we have it. Midweek meal, steak with stir-fry noodles and vegetables. And there we are. Have a look at that. So I hope you enjoy. This is just a simple midweek recipe. If you're coming from work and you're really shattered, just go down to the supermarket, get yourself a piece of steak, get yourself some noodles, get yourself some stir-fry vegetables, an onion, a couple of cloves of garlic, some ginger, put it all in there, little Worcester sauce. Dead and easy, simple meal. Just cook your steak off first like I showed you, seasoning it, and then just cut into small pieces, put it back into the pan at the end, job done. And it's all happy days from here on. Time to sit down and eat. There we are. Enjoy.